Sky Woman bent and spread the mud with her hands across the shell of the turtle. Moved by the extraordinary gifts of the animals, she sang in thanksgiving, and then began to dance, her feet caressing the earth. The land grew and grew as she danced her thanks, from the dab of mud on the turtle's back until the whole earth was made. Not by Sky Woman alone, but from the alchemy of all the animals' gifts coupled with her deep gratitude. Together, they formed what we know today as Turtle Island, our home. I'm Zach Smith, and that was an excerpt from Braiding Sweetgrass by Dr. Robin Wall Kimmerer. It's a little piece of the creation story of the Potawatomi Nation that speaks of reciprocity and a respect for Mother Earth and everything around us. Some would say that this is a respect that is missing from Western culture today. I was fortunate enough to sit down with Dr. Kimmerer and discuss how she and Native tribes relate to nature and what modern society might have to learn from them.
Being small and sophisticated and elegant, working with natural processes rather than trying to overpower natural processes can be a whole other way of thinking about being successful. And in this particular moment in time, when we are asked to look up to excess, to bluster, to domination, to that which is big and shiny and powerful as a means of being successful, I think looking at plants like mosses are a wonderful antidote to that. Because mosses have been here for 350 million years. They have been on this planet successful all over the world, not by being powerful in the ways that human beings often conceive of being powerful, but by being small and simple and beautiful.
She told me that being Native isn't just about being small, though. That it's about giving back to your community and the environment as much as you take from them. She also said that being Native isn't tied to a chromosome. That although not all of our families are indigenous to the United States, all of us can learn to live as if we are Native.
But can a nation of immigrants behave as if they were native to place? I believe they can, and I believe we have to. Because otherwise I think our failure to do so is what has us on this trajectory of destroying the place that we live. We are who we are. We are products of our culture and our circumstances, and my circumstances and culture is different than that of mainstream science. So I don't fault them for the way that they teach and do research. Is absolutely valid. It's important. I'm not in any way denigrating doing science in a Western science context. But for me, doing science in a Western science way and doing science in a Native science way and braiding those together gives me a different, richer understanding of the world.
A professor at the SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry, Dr. Kimmerer is also the director for the Center of Native Peoples located on campus. She pulls from both the traditions of reciprocity of her Potawatomi Nation and from Western science. She feels that we must all learn to respect our surroundings. We may not all be indigenous, but we all can learn to live as natives.
I really think of my goal as a teacher, and I came to understand this again through writing, which is a form of teaching as well, is that my job as a teacher and a writer, I think, is to help people fall in love with the world. And you don't do that by just giving people information. You do it by creating relationship.
Thank you for listening. The wood flute sound effects for this podcast were found at freesound.org under the profile name wood_flutes, and the title of the selection was Native American Style Flute in A.